that maybe he was worried about your club not being able to perform in the big matches. How satisfying personally was that win against Tottenham and Arsenal?
It's always nice beating Spurs and Arsenal anyway, isn't it? I think a lot of people misread my laughing at Jose's comments. I know you're panicking here. What do you think I'm going to say? Listen, I've got nothing but the utmost respect for Jose. I think he's an absolute legend and one of the best managers in the game. I was just laughing at the fact that I felt that he was worried about whether we was going to be winning games or not. I personally was laughing, thinking I don't think he's that bothered whether we're winning that much, and so he shouldn't. He was as a pundit. So, but at the same time, listen, whenever you go up against someone like Jose Mourinho or Spurs or Arsenal, it's always a tough game. And as I said, Jose's a top manager, and he's been in there and already getting great results. So, but to come out on top against Spurs and Arsenal is good. But like the manager reminded the group straight away, you've got to then go out and carry on this form and continue the momentum. And unfortunately, we haven't done that of late. We've been a little bit up and down in our form, and that's the most important thing about the games that are coming up, is that it's not just beating Arsenal and Spurs. Yes, that's great. The fans have had an unbelievable day out. To go and do it away was special, and the types of performances that they were. But the manager was quick to remind them that we need to make sure that we need to get more points on the board and keep the consistency levels up, because where we want to be, we're going to have to be consistent.
Okay. What's wrong with Frank, first of all?
He's got a bit of a bug. He's had it for about a week to 10 days, to be fair. And the older you get, it's harder to shake, isn't it? So, no, he ain't feeling the best, but he'll be all right for the game on Sunday. So.
And it's the FA Cup after 4 games and 11 days, a pretty tight schedule for you guys. How big is rotation going to be on Sunday, and what's the injury news on your players? Any chance of any of those getting back on the pitch?
Injury-wise, Alonso is looking like he's defo out. Ruben is the obvious one, but apart from that, we're still kind of having a look at a few players to see what the fallout's like from the Brighton game. But at the moment, it's looking not too bad, so we should be able to select from the majority of the group, other than your Alonsos and Rubens.
How about Samori and Giroud?
Yeah, he trained today, but he's still not feeling the best himself. He's got a bit of a bug as well, but no, Olivier's okay as well.
So no chance of a bug sweeping through the camp?
Do you know what? There's been a bit of it flying about anyway, so I'm hoping it ain't going to get any worse than it was. But yeah, I think it's just that time of the year, so you've got to put up with those sort of things.
Is it a big chance for a big rotation after so many games?
I think we'll look at maybe seeing how the lads are feeling. Obviously, with the amount of games that there is, you've got to look to utilise the squad, and I'm sure there'll be a few changes from the Brighton game, but how many, I'm not too sure yet.
Where does the FA Cup rank in your priorities? Obviously, your last 16 in the Champions League, top 4 Premier League aspirations. What about the FA Cup?
It's a prestigious competition. I think whatever competition you enter, you should look to try and go as far as you possibly can. Obviously, there's a balancing act sometimes when you've got those amount of games that you're talking about, but at the same time, I think the manager will want to pick a team that can go out there against Forest and win the game.
Transfer window is open, Jody. Chelsea fans wondering what's going to happen. From your point of view, where does the squad need to be strengthened this month?
Well, I think there's maybe a couple of areas that you'd be looking at without going into them. I think that it would all depend on what the movements are from within the club as well. I'm not as privy to those conversations as the manager is, but I'm sure there's a little bit of work going on behind the scenes. But I think that any movements or anybody that's being brought in or going out the door would have to be for the benefit of the club and improve the squad. I don't think there's any point of bringing anybody in that isn't going to improve us. And I know that the manager and the powers that be are looking at those.
You mentioned Giroud just there. I mean, he's 33. He's a World Cup winner. He's not been playing. Would it be kind of fair to let him perhaps look for football this month somewhere else?
Well, I think, as I said, he still plays for Chelsea, and it's got to be at the benefit of the club. We can't just let people walk out the door if that means that we're going to be left short somewhere. Yes, there is sometimes you've got to look at the individual as well, and whether it's beneficial for them to be here as well if they're unhappy. But I've got to say, Giroud's been nothing but a class act and a top professional since he's been here, so I don't envisage there being any problems along those lines.
You got an FA Cup winners medal, 2000 I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Does the FA Cup still mean as much? Can you explain to the players what it meant to you that day?
I think that over the course of time, the emphasis that goes on some of the other competitions is maybe naturally going to dilute the prestige of the FA Cup if you don't really know too much about it. But certainly within our dressing room, I think there's enough people that value the FA Cup, and so they should. I think it's a competition that's well known around the world for many a year. So it certainly won't be. The emphasis won't be diluted within our dressing room, and like you said, I think whenever you enter the pitch wearing a Chelsea shirt, you go and look to win any game or any competition that you're performing in.
Just finally,
Go on.
abiding memory from that day that sticks in your mind?
Yeah, I should have come off the bench a bit quicker because I think I only played for a couple of minutes when I'd done all right in the competition up to the final, so I felt I should have played a bit more.